everyone. I'm Doug Chambers, CEO of FieldLens. That's Matt, my co-founder. I spent 12 years managing construction projects, large and small. One Friday afternoon, during the construction of the New York Times building, my team scheduled a fairly routine sprinkler test up on the 51st floor. But before we knew it, there were thousands of gallons of water flooding across the floor at us, and then cascading down 5 more floors, taking out electrical equipment along the way. The end result? Millions in damages, a delayed tenant move-in, and an absolutely miserable weekend. All because someone had actually noted an improperly installed sprinkler valve. But that note got lost amongst a pile of other notes, and that issue didn't get managed. Communication around what's happening on construction projects is broken. FieldLens is fixing it, and now you're going to see it happen. FieldLens is a truly mobile solution. Yes, it is. Here's Matt, the general contractor, logging into FieldLens on his Android phone. He sees a list of all the projects he's managing. He sees new or updated issues per project. He can even create a new project right from his phone. Matt's going to enter the New York Times project. Here he's presented with a list of issues that matter to him. He can filter by status, assignee, location, and more. Or he can create a new issue as he walks the job. Matt's up on 51, so he's going to create a deficiency about that faulty valve. Sure, Matt can type a description if he wants, but he can also take pictures, record video, record audio. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. How about a few seconds of video to really describe what's happening on the job? Now it's time for Matt to assign the issue. Matt's sprinkler contractor is called Full Fire Protection. But Matt doesn't have a real good memory. He can't even remember their name. So he's just going to search the construction trades for fire suppression, where he'll find Full Fire Protection and go ahead and assign the issue. If Full Fire Protection wasn't using FieldLens, Matt can still assign the issue to that respective trade. Now Matt's going to go ahead and locate the issue. FieldLens is smart. FieldLens can import all the project locations from the design model, or Matt can create them on the mobile app or even the web app. In this case, Matt's just going to search for that 51st floor mechanical space and locate the issue. Now Matt's done. He can go ahead and post that issue, or he could add more details, even the job site level. Matt's going to go ahead and post. That issue's not getting lost this time. That video is available to Matt on any of his devices. So now Matt's going to go ahead and put on his subcontractor hat, literally, and log into FieldLens on his iPhone. So subcontractors have it hard. They deal with multiple general contractors on multiple projects. But FieldLens makes their lives easier too. Matt's going to log into the New York Times project, where he instantly has access to the new issue that was just issued to him. There it is. So from here, Matt can review the video, he can collaborate internally with his own crew, or he can update the GC, the general contractor, in real time. Matt's crew fixed that this morning, so he's going to go ahead and mark himself resolved. That's an issue managed the FieldLens way. Everybody that needs to know knows immediately. But there's more. Now it's time to communicate FieldLens issues outside of FieldLens to non-users. Matt's boss, Brad, total technophobe. He's not using FieldLens yet. So Matt's going to send him a quick report right from the mobile app. Now that report takes a couple of minutes to generate. So we are going to attempt to show you a report that we created yesterday while we walked around the pavilion area, which would require us showing you the computer. So Matt's going to try to pull up that report in a second. What I'll do is tell you a little bit about the construction industry while he does. The construction industry is massive. The U.S. construction industry spends over $800 billion a year. There's over 700,000 companies. But there is tons of waste. There's that video. I see it on this screen, and I see it back here. Sorry. Confused. So the construction industry has a ton of waste. And now it's time for the technology revolution that's impacted so many other industries to impact construction where it matters most, in the field. FieldLens is in private beta. We're working with a select group of projects and companies, and we'll be publicly launching this platform to the industry this summer. You've just been introduced to the future of construction, and the future is now. Thank you.
We're now switching sessions and switching judges. Let me introduce the new judges for the mobile work session. Starting from closest to me, Garrett Camp, who is the chairman of Uber and founder of Uber, one of the co-founders, and founder of StumbleUpon, the first company you probably are all familiar with. Chiwa Chen, partner at Kleiner Perkins, and Craig Walker, who is CEO of Fire Spotter Labs, and you may know him for his company, which became Google Voice. Right? So let's start off with Craig.
Yeah, so a couple questions about it. One, it looked pretty cool as a project management thing. What is it replacing today? So what is how's it being done today?
So it's unfortunately for the folks in the industry, it's a whole bunch of things. It's text messages, it's emails, it's handwritten reports, it's spreadsheets, it's a lot of paper, it's a lot of kind of just different ways of communicating on issues. There is some software out there that does target some of the field inspection processes, but what we're really focused on is that day-to-day communication so that all those issues are in one place and manageable, not kind of disparate ways of communicating. Sheila?
Why do you think software has not succeeded here in the past?
Right there. Construction happens in the field. I walked construction sites, like I said, for 12 years. I didn't walk with a laptop. That's why.
Okay, so how do you plan to price and distribute?
Yeah, so it's going to be a per user. It is a per user per month licensing model. So a typical SaaS model. There's a per project license, and then there's an unlimited project license. In terms of our go-to-market strategies, the general contractors are really kind of the defining voice in the industry. So we market directly to general contractors. They then, via the app, even the mobile app, can easily invite their subcontractors into FieldLens. So we make it very frictionless. We onboard a GC literally within weeks. There's hundreds of subcontractors working with that GC that have entered the FieldLens environment.
Garrett?
What have the beta testers' feedback been so far? I mean, it looks very interesting, like when you actually tested in the field.
Yeah, so we didn't show you creating an issue from the iPhone, and there's a reason we didn't show you that, because it's complicated. That was our first iteration of what we built. We put in a whole bunch of different options in there because we knew that, it was my opinion, essentially from my experience, this is all the stuff people are going to want to do. So what we learned is, sure, they want to do some of that stuff, but from the mobile, they want to post stuff quickly. Then they want to go back to the web app, which we didn't get a chance to show you in 4 minutes. We have a full-featured web app where they can edit that information, add more detail. So that's really the most important thing is like, pull out the phone, walking the job, typically with a bunch of people walking with you, create issues really quickly, save drafts, and then go clean it up from the web.
So most of these guys are using paper and or text and various different things today. What is their technical level of comfort to be able to run a relatively sophisticated project management system?
Yeah, so it's interesting. The industry is interesting, right? There's a lot of kind of older people in the industry, and then there's a whole bunch of newer, younger people in the industry in their 20s and 30s that they do everything that they do in FieldLens in social media. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on all these different applications. And we have found that most people look at what we've built and it feels familiar to them. And they are anxious to use it, quite frankly.
So when you go in and pitch a GC, obviously you're going to convince them to pay you a certain amount of money in order to get the software, right?
Yep.
What's the pitch? How do you portray it in terms of either money that they're going to save, time that they're going to save? Is there a certain average number of incidents at a job site or an insurance premium that they can reduce?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different metrics around that. The American Society of Civil Engineers has actually done a study that states that 5% of all the cost of construction is due to rework in the field, so mistakes that need to be kind of rebuilt or refactored. That's actually just the tip of the iceberg, though. The lost time, which you kind of referenced, is a huge issue for everybody. So literally today, that report that we just showed you, when someone walks a job site to put together an observation report, maybe they've got their phone, they take some pictures, they're taking a bunch of notes, then they have to go back to their computer, they put together that report, it takes them hours. So when I showed them literally just the capacity to walk the job and issue a report, not even all the collaborative features, their reaction to me is, that's going to save me hours every day.
Okay, great. Well, with that, that's time. Please give a big round of applause for FieldLens.